Hi everyone, my name is Helena.
My name is Emma's.
Welcome to today's workshop. Today we're going to be talking about a mid-semester refresh. I'll share some resources that we have here on campus as well as some other tips that I can recommend to just refresh for the semester. So let's get started.
So the first thing you can do in the mid-semester is to set some new goals. You may think about the previous 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and think about if anything you want to do differently, any classes that you want to spend more time into after these 8 weeks. You see some classes may be having like a heavier workload, maybe more hard to understand. So you can maybe try to um, do the orientation again and to make a new schedule, so to put more time on some classes that you want to focus on. And then the next one is to look for more resources you can utilize for support if needed. You may use the time to go onto the DVC website to look for resources. You may talk to your friends, to your professors, and see if anything that can help you to improve.
The next thing that I can recommend is to create a study plan. So first you want to ask yourself, when do these assignments need to be submitted? How long should you take for this course to complete assignments or to study? Or do you prefer to study or do homework in the morning, noon, or evening? And based on these questions, create a schedule to study and do homework. It's important to plan ahead and to make sure that you have more than enough time to complete those assignments. You don't want to procrastinate and then suddenly be overwhelmed with a ton of assignments that you haven't done. So just pick out on which days of the week and times you want to study, and be sure to include breaks. So think about, if you're someone who's working or you have other responsibilities, set aside some specific days where you are free and where you don't have a lot of tasks or other things to do. So just pick out those specific days and times, and you can be flexible with the times. Of course, you don't have to do it at a specific time like 1 to 2. I think that's very unrealistic. Just whenever you have the time, take it and get your stuff done. Preferably just pick out the days where you know that you are gonna have time. And as I mentioned, be sure to include breaks. So don't overstudy. Don't spend like 6, 7 hours in front of your computer studying or doing homework. That's not healthy. You want to make sure to at least include 5 minutes break, 5 minute breaks in between, maybe every hour or so. Just a quick break where you can just maybe get a quick snack or like a drink, or just to take a break. It's really not the greatest idea to just spend several hours in front of your computer. So if you guys are interested on how to create a study plan, there's many templates that you can use, or you can handwrite them or type them, whatever works best for you. But I think creating a study plan is really an essential role to your success and just making sure that you get everything done on time.
Yeah, I agree with Helena. If you take a break, it helps you gain your attention back. Actually, if you do like a long study, you may lose your attention and you may actually forget everything the next day. So it's better to take a break, drink some water, get some snacks, just give yourself a little reward. Maybe watch twice, like 2 to 3 YouTube videos that you like, play a game, and then just go back. It makes you like more efficient, and it's really helpful to retain the information in your mind. I also think that for the study plan, you may create like a one for daily and one for weekly, and maybe one for like the following 6 to 8 weeks, because final is coming and you need time to prepare for that. So making a long-term plan and also a short-term plan at the same time can help you be more prepared for what happens in the future. So like I previously mentioned, you can use the time to look for resources that you may need for help. The first one is to join tutoring. At DVC, we have a bunch of tutoring services. They are free and they're taught by the students, or sometimes they hire people from outside. They provide a variety of subjects, which we will talk more about in the following slides. And I recommend actually to go to your professor and ask if they prefer us to go to tutoring, or if they have any like specific person that they want us to reach out to. Because like my math professor, she actually recommend us like a specific tutor in the math lab, because they work together for so long and the person knows what her class is like, how she teaches, stuff like that. So it's the best to go to a professor, but if you have any question, you can always go to them. They're really helpful. I personally utilize it a lot, and I can guarantee that. The next one is the NetTutor. So our tutoring services at DVC mostly run from the morning to evening, maybe to 8 or to 6 or 7. But NetTutor is mostly for the night to the midnight, and I think they run from 4 to maybe to 6 o'clock in the morning, if I don't remember it wrong. And so they also have a variety of subjects. One of the services that I've utilized before is the essay drop off. I wrote my English essay, but I don't know if it's good, and I want someone to see it, but it's kind of late because I missed the professor's office hour. And then it was during the midnight, so I submitted to the NetTutor and I got my feedback in the early morning, and I see a very detailed feedback. So I think it's really good to utilize this as well. And the next one is to join the professor's office hour. I would highly recommend this because the professor knows the best about the class and know how you can do that. And most of them are really helpful, and they're really happy to help you with the class if you're struggling. In addition, you can also build like a really good relationship with your professor. They can see your progress, and they can know how you are doing, and with a good relationship, you can also get more extra opportunities. Like I got my teaching assistant position because I have a really good relationship with my sociology professor. I always go ask questions, always ask for help, and she saw my efforts and she recommended me to become a teaching assistant. You can also ask them for recommendations if you're applying to scholarship. So there are a lot of benefits to attend the office hours. And the last one is to connect with students in class. There are different ways you can do that. For in-person classes, it's easier because you see them every day and you can just go say, hi, do you want to connect? For my classes, mostly online classes, what I did is I sent an email to the whole class, and then I also set up a Discord server, and I just sent a Discord link in the email and asked if anyone who want to connect. If anyone have questions, feel free to jump into the server and ask questions. And we also set up a chat group as well after we set up the Discord server. And whenever we have questions, we just go to the group and ask. If we want any clarification, we just go to the group, and it's really helpful. Especially for my class, it's a lab class, so cooperation really helps in doing lab work, and I think it's been really helpful with that connection with other students in class. Like I was first suffering in the class, I was feeling nervous, worried, but I see a lot of students who also having the same questions, also having the same difficulty as me. I feel like really, and we all support each other, and I feel really good, really supportive, and so I highly recommend it too.
So as Almas mentioned before, we have amazing tutoring services here at DVC. And as you can see, we have different centers for different subjects. So we have the Pleasant Hill Arts Center, the Arts Communication and Language Center, the Business, Computer Science and Culinary Arts Center, Math and Engineering, Science and Health, Social Sciences, and then also an Arts Center at the San Ramon campus. So if there's a specific class that you need help with, just make sure to visit the specific interest area, and then from there you can get connected with a tutor over Zoom, or you can also meet them in person. Just visit the center if you want to meet them in person. You can also find the hours and the building numbers, and yeah, if you're joining online, you can also find the Zoom link over there. We really recommend tutoring. I especially also really recommend it because it's a super helpful resource. I've been utilizing it ever since I started DVC, I think, or at least for a longer amount of time now. And every time I was stuck, I was able to get help. And as mentioned, these are students, so they have taken these classes, they know what they're talking about, and they've been trained. They're very friendly, so we really recommend you guys to utilize these resources.
And one of the most important thing I think in this life is to take care of yourself. Self-care is very important. I used to like having a lot of troubles with my emotions, with handling stress. But this semester when I start working on self-care, I really feel like a big improvement on stress management, on different things. I really feel better. Even I have like struggles still in classes, but I know how to manage it. I told myself not to give up, and it's really helpful. So some tips I mentioned here. First one is to prioritize sleep. So like me, I try to finish my homework um at like 8 to 9 p.m. I don't like studying at home, so I usually go to the library and then I study until 9, and then I go home and eat dinner and make sure I don't think of anything about schoolwork. And then the next one I do is exercising. I took two classes in school right now. Like one is the physical fitness classes, and the other one is the jiu-jitsu classes. I also go hiking or rock climbing with friends every other week, and it's just really fun, and it helped me reduce my stress a lot. Um, and then the next one is to connect with others. Yeah, all my friends and family are in overseas because I come from an overseas country. But I try to talk to them every week or every other week. Um, just tell them what I'm having in school, what trouble or what struggles that I'm facing right now, and they give me a lot of good advice, and they also encourage me a lot. So I feel all the supports that they give, and I feel more motivated to move on. And then the last one is the DVC Wellness Program. They offers like up to 5 sections of free therapy for registered student, and you can find their contact in the bottom of the slides. Feel free to email them or call them to make an appointment. And it's really helpful. Just find someone to talk to. And they also will give you some useful tips on how to improve your mental health. And another thing I would also talk about is the Tammy MD app. Yeah, sorry for cutting a little bit, but the Tammy MD app that I was previously talking about is really helpful when you feel stressed or anxious. It is an independent company that provides timely care virtual health care visit for college students. So there are different options to meet with licensed professionals. You can meet them by appointment. It's like a 45 to an hour appointment, or you can use talk now function like when you feel super stressed in the midnight and you feel like you really need someone to talk to immediately. You can always use the talk now service, and you'll be able to meet with a mental health provider within 3 to 7 minutes. Usually I get connected with them in within 5 minutes, so it's really quick, and there's no limit. You can use the services as long as you're enrolled in DVC for the talk now function. But for the appointment, for the 45 to an hour therapies appointment, you have a limit. I think it's about 12 to 13 sections. So make sure you're aware of that. But it's really helpful. You can choose the person you want to talk to. They list out all the information about the person, the photos, the language that they speak, the things that they focuses on. So you may look on that and find the person that you feel the best suit for you. And yeah.
So I hope that these tips and resources helped you and that you maybe learned something new. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys have any questions or any resources that you would like to know more information about, you can contact us using the successcoach@dvc.edu email. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening.
Thank
And yeah,
you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.